While Americans are still fishing for their credit card at the checkout line, an elderly man in Shanghai is buying dumplings from a street cart with a phone so old it still has a physical keyboard, and the transaction takes less than a second. No app, no tap, no bank account required in the Western sense. Just a QR code, a beep, and he's walking away with his breakfast. We're talking about a payment infrastructure that reportedly handles hundreds of millions of transactions every single day. Street vendors, temple donation boxes, buskers on subway platforms, all running on the same system. And here's the part that breaks Western logic. It works offline. The same code that pays for dumplings is reportedly linked to your transit pass, your health records, and your government ID. One scan, everything. Meanwhile, Europe is still having regulatory debates about whether contactless payments should have a spending cap, and half of America is still swiping a magnetic stripe that was invented in the 1960s. China didn't upgrade the payment system. It made the payment system disappear into daily life entirely, and that's just where we're starting. Because payments are the boring one. While you're still thinking about that, picture this. Your lunch order leaving a warehouse, loaded onto a drone, descending to a hook on your apartment balcony, package detaching midair, drone already gone before you've walked to the window. Total elapsed time, under 30 minutes. And this isn't a pilot program in one city. Documented operations are reportedly running over mountain villages, island communities, and dense urban corridors at the same time. Heard elderly residents on the 18th floor getting medication, construction workers mid-shift getting hot food. Amazon announced drone delivery in 2013. More than a decade later, they're still navigating regulatory approval in test zones. China looked at the same problem and reportedly just built the airspace management system from scratch, AI-directed, no human dispatcher, and made it work. You think that's impressive? Wait. Because if you think drones are fast, you haven't had a hot meal delivered to your seat while traveling at 350 kilometers per hour. China's high-speed rail network is widely reported as the largest in the world, moving more passengers annually than some countries have citizens. And on that network, you can order a full meal from a touchscreen on the seat back in front of you, and it arrives, hot, at your actual seat. While the train is doing 350, the UK's HS2 project has been under construction for years. Its budget has reportedly ballooned multiple times, and it's still not finished. China built comparable lines in under 3 years, and some stations have now added automated luggage systems where you check your bag at origin and it appears in a locker at your destination. You never touch it in between. But here's where it starts getting strange. China has apparently decided that getting caught in the rain is an infrastructure problem, not a weather problem. An infrastructure problem. Picture a kiosk on a street corner. Rain starts. You scan your phone. A metal slot opens. An umbrella slides out. 6 seconds total. Deposit charged automatically. Refunded when you return it to any kiosk in the city. Networks of these things are reportedly operating across multiple major cities, handling thousands of loans on heavy rain days. And here's the part that makes no sense by Western logic. The AI running the network reportedly tracks citywide umbrella inventory and redistributes stock before the rain forecast even hits. The system is moving umbrellas to where the rain is going to be, not where it already is. London bus shelters still don't have real-time rain alerts. Umbrellas at Heathrow cost 4 times what they cost anywhere else. China decided inconvenience at that scale was unacceptable and built a solution into the street furniture. And while they were solving weather, they also rebuilt how bikes work. You've probably heard of dockless bike share. China took that concept and made it almost unrecognizable. Riders drop bikes anywhere. Lock clicks, GPS pings, and the bike reportedly runs a self-assessment, logging its own damage, battery level, and mechanical condition, then automatically routing a maintenance crew if something's wrong. Tens of millions of bikes across hundreds of cities, reportedly managed with a staff count that would be considered skeleton crew by Western transit standards. New York's City Bike still needs a physical dock every 300 meters and rebalances its fleet using actual trucks. Some Chinese systems are reportedly feeding bike GPS data back into the city's traffic light timing algorithm. The bikes are giving data to the city. The city is adjusting in real time. China doesn't mess around, but it gets weirder. It's 2 a.m. You're a hospital night shift worker, you're hungry, everything is closed. In a subway station in China, you walk up to a vending machine, select your broth base, your protein, your vegetables, and 90 seconds later you're holding a full hot pot kit, fresh ingredients, sealed, steaming, not a microwaved meal, not a sad sandwich, a restaurant dish from a machine. These are documented in train stations, universities, hospitals, and residential compounds across multiple provinces. And some of them reportedly restock through underground supply tubes, meaning there's no restock truck, no visible logistics chain. The machine is just always full. Hospital vending machines in the United States still primarily sell chips and room temperature coffee. This is actually happening right now. And speaking of hospitals, this next one will break your brain because China didn't just fix hospital vending. It fixed the pharmacy. Picture a wall, floor to ceiling, 500 drawers. A robotic arm moves across it with mechanical precision, retrieves the exact medication in 30 seconds, passes it to a pharmacist who verifies and hands it over. You're out of the hospital pharmacy in under 3 minutes. Error rates in automated dispensing systems like this are reportedly near zero. Compare that to manual dispensing error rates, which are widely documented in medical literature as a persistent problem. During peak flu season, patients reportedly move through these pharmacy systems so fast that the bottleneck isn't dispensing. It's the doctor's appointment that preceded it. And before that robotic arm moves even once, the AI has already cross-referenced the prescription against the patient's full medication history to flag any dangerous interactions. The robot checks for drug conflicts that a human pharmacist might miss during a busy shift. UK pharmacy queues run 20 to 40 minutes on a normal day. US prescription fill times average over 20 minutes. China automated the mechanical part of the job and made it faster and safer at the same time. Western tech companies are panicking, but none of that matters if the traffic getting you to the pharmacy is broken. So China reportedly started rebuilding traffic from the ground up. There are intersections in certain Chinese cities that have no fixed traffic lights at all. Aerial footage shows something that looks like a murmuration. Cars moving in 4 directions simultaneously, weaving without collision, managed entirely by an AI system processing data from millions of cameras, sensors, and connected vehicles in real time. Emergency vehicles are reportedly granted automatic green corridors across the entire city within seconds of a dispatch call. Delivery trucks are rerouted around accidents before drivers know the accident happened, and the system isn't reactive. It's predictive. It reportedly models congestion 20 minutes into the future and adjusts signal timing across the network before the jam forms. London celebrated adding 1 new smart intersection in 2023. China built intersections that don't need signals, and while traffic flows outside, the checkout line inside is disappearing too. Walk into certain stores in China, pick up what you need, walk out. No cashier, no self-checkout terminal. No phone tap. The door closes behind you. Your phone receives a charge notification. Overhead cameras and AI have tracked every item you touched, confirmed what you took, and billed you automatically. This format has reportedly scaled to thousands of locations, from full-floor mall stores to shipping container kiosks deployed in rural villages and factory campuses where there's no commercial real estate for a traditional store. Amazon tried this with its Go stores in the US and reportedly faced significant operational challenges keeping them profitable. China scaled it, and some of these stores apparently stock their shelves based on neighborhood AI modeling. The store near a university reportedly carries completely different inventory than the one near a retirement community, updated weekly based on purchase pattern data. Now we leave everyday problems and enter scale that your brain genuinely wasn't built to process. In 2020, footage circulated of a time-lapse showing a bare field becoming a 1,000-bed operational hospital in 10 days, not a tent facility. A full hospital with HVAC systems, negative pressure wards, and complete ICU capacity. modular prefab construction executed at a speed that Western healthcare infrastructure planners describe as simply not possible under their frameworks. The UK's Nightingale hospitals during the same period took longer to build, reportedly faced equipment delays, and some were ultimately never used at full capacity. China's modular units are reportedly stored flat pack between deployments and can be shipped internationally. China has sent field hospitals to other countries. In the time it takes most Western nations to complete an environmental impact assessment for a new medical facility, China can build the facility. But here's where it gets genuinely hard to believe. China apparently also solved hills. In Chongqing and other mountainous inland cities, outdoor escalator systems snake up cliff faces and integrate directly into residential buildings, not as tourist attractions, but as standard commuter infrastructure. Elderly residents who previously couldn't access upper neighborhoods now use them daily. Delivery riders have cargo lanes. Multi-level escalator networks are documented across these cities, and they're reportedly integrated into metro wayfinding apps, so the city treats vertical distance identically to horizontal distance when calculating routes. San Francisco has neighborhoods with steep hills that residents and politicians have discussed for decades without building escalators. China built vertical transit as standard city infrastructure, and while people move vertically above ground, freight is reportedly moving underground. Automated cart systems and dedicated tunnels beneath multiple Chinese cities are reportedly capable of removing thousands of truck trips from surface roads every day. Hospital supplies, supermarket inventory, e-commerce parcels all moving underground at night in complete silence while the city above sleeps. No exhaust, no noise, no surface congestion. London's last serious underground freight proposal was shelved in 2017. New York's existing freight tunnels were built in 1914. Some of China's underground logistics corridors reportedly feed directly into building basements, meaning a pallet can travel from warehouse to store shelf without ever touching a public road. Now let's talk about the kitchen. Picture a robot arm reaching into a vat of fresh dough, stretching noodles in a single fluid pull, the exact technique a master chef trains for years to perfect, dropping them into boiling broth and producing a plated dish in 12 seconds. Fully operational robot-only restaurant kitchens are documented across multiple Chinese cities, reportedly serving thousands of customers daily. Quality consistency reportedly outperforms human-staffed equivalents in repeat order data. The cost reduction is reportedly passed to the consumer, making full hot meals available at price points significantly below comparable human-cooked food. America's most publicized kitchen robot, Flippy, required a complete refit of its host restaurant to function and still needed human staff to handle buns. China's robot kitchens are apparently also learning. AI reportedly adjusts recipe ratios in real time based on customer feedback scores, so the robot that makes your noodles today is slightly different from the one that made them last week because it's been optimizing for the neighborhood's taste. And then there's the loneliest problem. China has hundreds of millions of citizens over 60, a number projected to climb significantly in the coming decades. Western elder care systems are in documented crisis. The UK reportedly has over 170,000 care home vacancies. U.S. senior staffing shortages are described by industry groups as unsustainable. China is reportedly deploying AI companion robots as a standard care layer in some provinces. These aren't novelty devices. They sit with elderly people, read medication schedules, detect falls, monitor sleep patterns, and flag indicators of depression, all while appearing to simply be company. When one reportedly detects a change in voice tone or movement pattern that suggests distress, it initiates a call to a family member automatically. Some systems are reportedly integrated with local government welfare systems, so an anomaly flagged by a robot can trigger an in-person welfare check within hours. And then there's the last one, the one that makes you rethink what a city even is. Split screen. On one side, a real city. Traffic moving, buildings standing, weather coming in. On the other side, an identical simulation updating in real time, every vehicle position reflected, every building structural data loaded, every utility pipe mapped. Multiple Chinese cities reportedly operate live digital twins used for emergency planning, infrastructure maintenance prediction, and resource allocation. City managers can reportedly simulate a typhoon making landfall before it arrives, routing emergency vehicles, pre-positioning supplies, closing specific roads, and then watch the real city respond to a disaster that the simulation already solved. Before any policy change is implemented in the physical city, the AI reportedly runs thousands of simulations on the twin to model outcomes. London's digital twin project is reportedly still in planning phases. That's not smart city technology. That's a government running a save file.